All right, so I'm going to go over how to do your makeup. Um, I've kind of cleaned my face. When you actually do your makeup, you're going to want to really make sure your face is clean. Usually using something like witch hazel first is going to give you your best base. The first thing that I always recommend doing is some kind of moisturizer. So I'm just using some L'Oreal Collagen on your hands. And a nice quick coverage of your face anywhere that you get dry. So I'm really sunburned, so I would put a lot on my nose if I didn't want to have a lot of peeling, but it doesn't really matter for this tutorial, so that's what we're going to do. Do make sure you get your eyelids, everything, so it's fully covered. You can come down a little on your neck. Don't go too far because you will mess up your tan. Okay, once you've put on your lotion, we're going to move to a poreless primer. Really, anything you have is fine. The more matte it feels when it's on your face, the better. So pick something that feels like your fingers no longer have fingerprints once you've rubbed it. So they should feel smooth. That's going to be the one that gives you the most poreless look. And again, all over your entire face. I didn't put that much on, but I'm just showing you to make sure that you're getting in any crevice that you might have, especially if you have any kind of indent through areas like this, that we really work that primer in. Again, coming down the neck, but not too far to ruin the tan. All right, that's when we're gonna move into our color. So you can use any kind of brush to put this on, or a sponge. I use this really thick brush to put my foundation on. The color, or you can use a sponge. I use a sponge a lot on clients. Literally one of these works great. You might want two, one for light, one for dark, or just remember to use light and dark. So this is an 8. This is the color we're shooting for our base. I am very pale, so hopefully you can get an idea of what color this is. It's almost like coffee with 2 tablespoons of creamer. Might be a good reference for you. So we're going to take our brush or our sponge, and we're going to do a full coverage of that. You might find that doing this motion rather than a swirling motion is best for coverage. I usually start by swirling and then tabbing it in. And you're going to want to get everything colored, so you turn out like an Oompa Loompa. Okay. And make sure you get up into your hairline. Be careful because you are blonde, not to get it so far into your hairline that you get orange hair. All right, really work that in. Make sure you're getting in through here. And then up into the tragus of your ear, which is this bump right here. And then down in behind your ear as well, because you probably didn't get tan back there. Anywhere you're not tan, basically get this makeup on. Do not be afraid to be a little more liberal. I would say this is probably your color plus maybe 2/3 6.5 and 1/3 that nice brown. And yes, you do want to go all the way down your neck. So when you mix that color, that's what you're going to be going for, is about 2/3 6.5, 1/3 of that dark chocolate mousse. And that should be about right. Again, going for that nice darker latte look, if that is a good reference. And I've had this on its side too long, so nothing wants to come out. But anyway, that is the idea. Just open this. Boop. You can also do that, it's faster. All right, there we go. Again, get the ear, get the hairline, get behind the ear, your earlobe too. If you have an earlobe, obviously I don't. Just make sure you get that worked in and it's nice and even. I'm not gonna really worry too much about being even. And you can do your lips too, because we're probably gonna overline those a little bit. So it's okay if the makeup goes on them. Okay, so from what I can see in the camera, this looks about right. And I can move on from that base tone. So now we're gonna move on to that level 9. Level 9 is more just like coffee. So maybe next to the 8, you can see it's about 2 shades darker. It should be pretty close to the color you have. This is when we get into contouring, things get a little more, I guess, strategic. The brush I use for this is like this. It just works well. You can use a smaller round brush too. This is just easier because it's like painting. The first thing you're going to do is make a circle around your face. So whether you have a widow's peak or not, we're just going to make a nice circle around our face. This is kind of difficult to do in a camera. All right, so nice circle around the face. And again, make sure you're working out that hairline. These dabbing motions work great for that. Also allows you to blend, so then you can go long ways around and then fat ways to dab. Trying to bring that contour down so it looks like a more natural transition. And we're going to continue all the way around the face. So through here, and again, get in that ear because that's our darker spot. So we went thin, turn it fat, and dab it out. Okay. Other side, again, thin, fat, dab it out. All right, we're gonna keep going. Get some more product. Hair. Okay. Then we're gonna continue. I always start the jawline right at that bone. For you, because you are older, we are actually not gonna start right at the jawbone. We're gonna go higher, right? So above the jawbone, still on the face, not on the neck. And we're gonna go around. And then when you hit your chin, that's when you will go under your chin. And then again to the other side. Again, this is where my neckline is, my chin line. But we're gonna go one streak higher on the face and then back under the chin. Okay, see how that makes a face line? Looks kind of ridiculous. It's exactly what we're going for, right? And then before we pull up, you're gonna pull your chin back, give yourself a double chin, pull that down. And I'm just literally pulling it like this. I'm just doing it really fast. So pull it down onto the neck. Yeah. And then you can be a little more aggressive just to blend that out. Use some more product. Really get on that neck. To blend into the tan. You can bring back that first brush and blend it a little bit. All right. So we only came down to our ear and to our chin, so we have to connect that. So right here, on both sides, connect the chin to the ear. And then we also have all this product left. So fat side, and just blend. So you're just gonna hit it right on the line, all the way down. And then under, and then all the way up. Okay, and then you're gonna go past it again, this time a little higher. Just to move that product up. All right, so now it's more smooth, less line-like, all right? You can even take the brush and kind of lightly dust to really blend that out. Again, up the side, and then across the forehead. Just really blend that out. So it's not quite so liney. Now we have a nice circle around our face. The next line we want to do, You can continue with that same brush, but it is a little easier to use like a miniature version of it to do our nose. So to do our nose, we're gonna put some product on our brush. We're gonna start, I'm gonna make the bridge of my nose skinny. So I'm gonna start right here where my eyes come in. And I'm just gonna draw a straight line. And I have a ball nose and I want that. So we're gonna go all the way down perfectly straight. Nice straight line. Again on the other side, here. And straight. Getting rid of the ball on my nose. You don't have this, you don't have to worry about it. Just follow the straight line of your natural nose and you will be good to go. If you overdo it in the center, that is fine. I'll fix it. I did because I'm doing this in a camera. So pretend we did not and it'll be fine. All right, and then you're just kind of brush this. You're not going to really pull it down too much, but same idea. We went thin to draw on the line. So we're going to go thick to dab out the line. So I'm going to go in thick and dab out the line. All right, and then we obviously have the blunt of our nose. We want to make our nose shorter. Most people do. So we're going to come up through here and just brush this across. I need a little more. Right through here. Right, and you're going to color the whole snout dark brown. Okay. All right, and then we also want to grab through here and blend up and out towards our eyebrows. Okay. Cool. Looks really ridiculous, and that is okay. Other places you might want to hit, right here, this Cupid's bow. And then another good place to hit, and it's kind of silly, it's just under your lips. So kind of on your lips, but just a little under. Like a lip liner. Like that. Okay. 2 more places to hit with the dark. And they're pretty easy. Brush, bigger one again. Don't need a whole lot of product. You're going to turn to the side, make a fishy face or a kissy face. And you're going to follow from your tragus to here, stopping 2 fingers ahead. So put 2 fingers just right here. So you know where to stop. Tragus to finger. Okay? Just like that. Right, we're doing on both sides. Again, fishy face, finger, tragus to finger. You're aiming at the corner of your lip. All right, just like that. Trying to get your hair in it because you're blonde. All right, get a little bit more. You want these nice bold lines. With the more, we're gonna go in fat ways, like this. And just, we're gonna follow the top of the line down. You're gonna stop where the line stops and go back. And then you're gonna go lower. And then you're gonna go back. And then you're gonna go lower until you're on your chin. And then you're gonna go back. Okay? Same thing on this side, more product. Start on the line. And go back. Lower. And go back. On the chin. And go back. Okay? And you're gonna go back to your original brush that you used on your face, and you're just gonna pat out around the edge. So see how it's blended now versus very strict blend. So again, brush, sponge again too works. Whatever you did the level 8 with, that's what we're back with. You're just gonna frame that edge. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, nice and blended. If you're worried about any other blending, just kind of pull it back. All right, so I'm grabbing the lower color, pulling it into the darker color. All right, nose is a little wonky, so again, same brush. Anywhere you're edged, go ahead and pat out, especially the end of your nose. Okay, so now we're more blended. Now, we can go on to our palette from NYX. You can do this before or after you've put on the contour. I think it looks a little better after. And what you're going to do is you're going to go in with this yellow with your finger because it works best. Nice finger smudge. And you go, woo! And you're going to go underneath your eyeball just lightly. This also works as a great eye primer. So if you want to do an eye primer, you're going to go in with either the dark or the orange or a little bit of both in this case, and just kind of go over your eyelid just a little. And this one you're going to kind of smudge more than tap. This one is just a tap, 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 tap. You just keep tapping it. Try to keep it under that U. Okay, again, dark, orange, eyelid, and this is a smudge, so smudge, 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 smudge. And then we're gonna go back in with our yellow, right here, right, very yellow, and we're gonna go right under the eye and only tap, so tap, 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 tap. And if you get this kind of stuff going on, push it up, not down. All right. And then again, back to the brush we used for our lighter of the two tans, and I'm just around the edge, and we're gonna kind of pull up. Just to get rid of that harsh line. Pulling up. Okay? And then anything that happens like that, just leave it alone for now, okay? Maybe push on it, but don't smudge it in any direction. So right now all I'm doing is going push, push to kind of calm down that color. Push, 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 okay? So I just stamped my face to kind of get rid of the yellow and blend it into that 8 color. So you don't have these harsh lines. That also is going to open up your eyes, make them brighter, and get rid of any kind of lines. All right, so that's our base. We've got our base down. Now we have to highlight. So we've done the contour, we've done our cream conceal, our total overall color, and then we have to do our highlighting. So you bought that tube of yellow highlighter. It's basically this. So what you're gonna do with the highlight is, it's a little different than what I would normally do. So it might look weird on my face, but when you get older, you have to hide things with highlighter. So you might have some wrinkles in your forehead that we want to get rid of. We don't want to over highlight your cheekbones because as you age and you get lean, we all have too much of a bony jawline. So we don't want to make that more pronounced. We also don't want to do our jaw because again, bony jawline as we age, we don't want that. Other places that we do show aging, down the sides of our nose, around our face. So we have to highlight those. So first thing I'm going to highlight is literally anywhere I have a wrinkle. I already have these wrinkles, so I'm going to start here. I have wrinkles here. I'm just going to draw over them, okay? Anywhere on your face that you have a wrinkle, right? Down our nose. Down our nose. Okay? Smile signs. So nice in here. Right in here. Okay? Looks ridiculous, but this is what we're doing. Okay? On your nose, do come up a little bit. Okay? So make our nose look really nice and small. So come up like that. Now we're just going to fill in the space. Paint that on. Don't worry about making it perfect. Again, our foreheads. We already established that our foreheads have lines. So let's just go ahead and do a nice highlight there. We've established that we have lines through here. So let's go ahead and highlight through here. Probably have some on our chin too, so why not? Let's highlight through here. And then a pretty highlight is always the top of our lip. So, oop. And then obviously maybe you can see I have another one right here. So I need to fill in on my nose. And this was on purpose. I just know how to do it, but a double dot, so a line and then a dot. If you don't do it, it's fine. Other places, inside of our eye crease. All right, so a nice little spot right here and right here. Don't go fully under your eye. Just come over to where we're gonna have a little bit of crow's feet, right through here. and through here. All right, we're just gonna do right there. All right, across feet, again through here. Do not be afraid to use a bunch. All right, and through here. All right, that's what we want. So little angel wings on the sides of our eyes. Wispies there and around our face. Okay, that's how we highlight. Now, new sponge. See, no color. And I'm going to tap. So just boop, boop, boop. And then as I tap, as you might be able to see, I'm going kind of quick, but I'm going up and down, up, and I'm spreading this out across my forehead. And then again across my forehead again, over my eyebrows a little bit. Now my forehead is much brighter. Right? This is like a full eyebrow. So boop, 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 boop. And then down the nose. Okay. Don't go too far because then you'll highlight underneath your nose. Makes it look long and weird. Chin. I am kind of stroking down a little bit with this one so that I'm not getting that lip line. But here I'm going to stay close to my mouth. Into my mustache, right? Same thing over here. Into my mustache. See how I have the circle around my face? Not pretty. Come back with the original brown brush. Edge that out. So I'm pulling away. I'm pulling, like making like these circles, or going whoop, whoop, like little check marks away. Again, check, 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 check. Right, through here, we want to be careful to kind of stay within this line. Not going too high on the nose because we contoured it. All right, under the eye. And then again, pulling outward while tapping. And we're going to come all the way up to the forehead. So make a nice little circle around your eye. Again, stay close. Don't get too high on that nose. Here, I'm just literally kind of like tapping and rubbing under the eye. Right, and then tap that out. Now I'm tap, 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 tap. And pull, 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 pull. Up, out, out, out. And up, around. All right. Back with our original brush. Pulling away. Check marks. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay. Always check marks. Any place that you don't see you have too much, just keep tapping it until you get rid of that extra highlight. Okay. So now we're contoured. Our face is pretty much done in terms of creams. No more creams. So we're going to go in with our clear powder or any kind of translucent powder. I can get it to come out. Apparently running low. Sponge again. You can use really any part of the sponge. What you're going to do is you're going to really cover it and tap. Like you're sponge painting, you know, with paint. What we want to do with powder now. So this does take quite a bit of powder, which is why I'm running low. This takes me a hot second, I apologize. But this step is extremely important. Do not skip this step. This will cause some really fun, by fun I mean disastrous, appearances to your makeup. So make sure we really get that thick and painted on. Just gonna open this. Can I pop this out? Nope. Alright, doing my best with what I got here. Alright, and once it's on, you can start doing a little bit of rubbing. We just want to make sure that it's really absorbed any kind of the cream, so it's basically feeling like skin now. So again, you want to leave it for a second. You don't want to immediately start smudging because you'll also mess up the cream contour. So we're just going to pat it on the best we can. Nice little patting motions. And then once you feel like there's been some absorption, you can go back through and really lightly just kind of push that powder around. Okay, so again, especially on the nose, I'm doing this really lightly. It looks like I'm smudging, but I'm not. I'm lightly dusting my nose, making sure that that powder is really absorbing any excess oil or liquid that is left from that liquid cream contour. Under the eyes is extremely important. I'm not going to do a bunch of extra right now because I just don't have enough product. And I might not be able to do my forehead too much because I am scraping the bottom of this container. Okay, cool. So my forehead is not the best. I definitely would have powdered it. You basically want to put enough on that your whole face looks white, and then lightly drift that sponge over. I didn't do my neck. Please do your neck. It will make a massive difference when we get into the powder contour. All right, so that is that with the cream. Now you can see, like, I missed that spot. So that's what happens when you don't powder all the way. So the next step is the powder contour. You can do this now, or you can do it after your makeup. Eyeshadow, for ease of mistake fixing, let's actually do the powder contour after you've done your eyes. So move on to eyes. For eyes, the first thing that you're gonna need is some masking tape. And since you are new at this, I am going to have you put masking tape directly on your face without making it unsticky. So super sticky. Long pieces are actually better. This piece is a little short, actually, so longer is better. The idea is to find the crevice in your nose, right here, go up to follow your waterline and eye, and then place like so. And we want it under our eyelashes. On top is fine too, but the idea is that you want it to touch all the way up and really press that down. Okay, so it followed my waterline upward. That's going to give you a facelift when you put your eyes shadow on. If you go straight, if you go down, it will not look pretty. So nice and long. I'll do it right this time. So a longer one, nose, so right where that point ends, nose, eyeline, and up, and press. All right. The only part that has to stick is right here. And that's going to keep your shadow in line, as well as allow you to do a winged eyeliner without having to fuss too much. So now we're going to move into our eyeshadow. For you, I'm going to have you start with your eyebrows and the eyeshadow. I know you don't probably have a cream, and that is fine. And your eyebrows are dyed, so this will make it easier than what I have to do. So if you need to brush them, brush them. If they're maintained well and don't fly everywhere, you don't have to brush them. But I got eyebrows from Dad, so brushing the eyebrows is required. So you're gonna go in with a color that works well for you. A good color for you is probably gonna be a taupe like this, but maybe a little bit darker. Even something maybe darker like this is gonna work really well for you being blonde. I'm just gonna throw in some brown so you can see what it looks like. For you, I might even mix a little taupe and a little bit of brown. Whatever matches what you dyed your eyebrows, go with that because we want to be able to see them from stage. So I'm going to go in with that darker brown I just showed you and a little bit of red toned brown. This is what I'm doing. It will be different than what you do. You're going to line them. So this will be really fun on the camera, not a mirror. But you're just going to follow the shape of your eyebrow because you have not overplucked your eyebrows. All right, and this is gonna look wonderful with how I'm doing this on the camera. Oh boy. Right, I'm not gonna do a very good job at these just because my eyebrows take forever. All right, so you're just gonna go around them and kind of go farther than your actual eyebrow goes because you do have really thin eyebrows. This is extremely difficult on the camera. And anyway, you get the idea. You do want to make sure they kind of come out like this. All right, and that tape kind of tells me where to go. I'm gonna take a second to use the mirror to finish this up. Right, if you need to do anything right here, it's just gonna be a light powdering. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my mirror so I can see. And I'm only gonna do one eyebrow because this takes me forever. And I didn't do it too hot, so that's a thing. Alright, so here's my eyebrow. I didn't go high enough here. So I'm just gonna use the brushy side. Kind of pull that up. They're a little purple. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it right now. This is just a demo. So in reality, I probably would have come in for me and done a little more pretty line work through here with the special pen. But again, that is because I have no eyebrows and you do. So just make them thick, kind of like mine are, and you'll be good to go. Trying way too hard on this eyebrow. Anywho, it's all kinds of messed up, and that's fine. So the next thing you're going to have to think about doing is cleaning those eyebrows. So you can use either a thick concealer brush or a thin concealer brush. And you're going to go back to that NYX palette. You're going to find a color close to your skin tone, which in this case is probably this darker one. Being brighter is fine. Use a little bit of this. Anywhere the eyebrow went out of line, because it happens, we're going to use some cream to fix it. Alright, so right here, this is called taping your eyebrows. Do this whether you messed up or not, because as you can see, it's much brighter. And you just want to do it around the edge. Alright, so we're going to clean that up. Don't want to go much farther than that unless you made a mistake, then go ahead and go all the way in. Right, and then you'll just blend that down. Okay, taped eyebrow. Much better than the no eyebrow. I'm not doing the other eyebrow, so we're here. Now we can go into doing our makeup. The first thing we want to work with is a Big Fluffy. For the Big Fluffy, we're going to put on a tone similar to our skin tone. So on this palette, it's going to be this darker tan. Something like this is perfect. Anything you can find. All right, so I'm going to use that tan, and I'm just going to go right here. So just that little part of my eyebrow, not my eyebrow, my eyelid. And I'm going to go all the way up, pulling away towards the tape until I'm about right there. Okay. Go back into that color, and now we're going to go the other way. Feel free to start on the tape and pull it across. I just do these like short motions just to get the color down. Then I go a little faster. And as you can see, I'm only up here, not on my eyelid. I'm just above my eyelid. And then I'm going to pull it across. Okay. You can even go whoop, 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 whoop. Like windshield wiper it a little bit. And now we're here. Probably going to do the one eye just because it makes it easier. But you would come in here, same idea. Place, place, go away, come towards, and just above the eye. Okay, that's how we put our eyeshadow on. Then we're going to go in with a smaller brush. Two kinds of brushes I like to use. I'm missing the one. It's either a smaller version of this one. Oh, here, I found it. This style, nice and round, but really light. Or this style, flat. I prefer flat. Both are great. If you use the round, you're going to come in, same idea, just right here. But then we're going to see where our eye crease is. Mine is right here. I'm going to go way higher, okay, above the crease, fully above the crease. So if my crease is, there's my wrinkle. I'm not going to go on it. I'm going to go straight above it, almost where I was just a second ago. And I'm going to go like this, with whatever color I decide to choose. Same idea with this brush. We're just going to come in and place sideways and go boop. And then we're going to go in flat and go above that line. All right. So to do that, we're gonna go much darker. Again, choose colors that work well with your skin tone. I think a matte or a muted cold brown would look best on you. I'll do that for now. So I'm gonna go in with this one. Just a little bit is really all you need. And I'm gonna go right here. Okay. I'll pull that in just a little bit. This color might be a little dark, so I'm gonna matte it down a little bit more. So I'm gonna keep doing this because I do like this color for what right here. But as you can see, I put a lot of color here and now I'm blending it out to make it not so harsh. Because it's not so harsh, I can now just kind of go back and forth around that top piece and go over. All right, now I'm using a lot less product. It's not quite as harsh. Basically made a cat eye with it, right? And then you can kind of move towards the center, the remaining product. Little dark. So we can blend that out a little bit more. I mean, a little less dark. Let's try this. I'm gonna go in with this color right here, which is the color I meant to go in with. Again, whatever order you do these things in doesn't really matter. You can fix it. Okay, that's the big point. So now I'm going to come in with the round brush. Again, you could do this with the flat brush. I'm just going to go over that dark line. All right. Much better. Again, just color this part in over my eyelid, and there we go. Now I'm using a lot less pressure, and I'm blending it upward. All right, done. Very simple. If we want to go a little bolder, just a little bolder, nothing super crazy, you can use a dark brush, like a tiny, tiny, tiny brush like this one. All right, and do a little black. Okay, and if I do that, I'm literally just gonna go right here. This one's really stiff, so I'm basically just stamping this on like a winged eyeliner. And then I'm going to blend it. So I'm touching and pulling, touching and pulling. And then I'm going to move towards the center, really blending that out. Okay, now I'm bolder, kind of have a wing thing going on. My whole eye kind of looks like a big wing, like a leaf. That's what we're going for. Last thing that we want to do is go in. Same brush, different brush, just make sure it's clean. I use a towel and I just kind of go, ooh, microfiber towels are great. Come in with either a yellow or a white or a mix or both. So I have yellow and white, but a white is fine. And just very lightly go over. And by very lightly, I mean like just lightly touch it. And a nice little, like you're literally dusting it. Just a little bit. And then you can go the thick way and really blend that out. All right. Now it's a little bit brighter, not so dark. You can also take that white and come in through here to brighten that up. Just a little bit. Going all the way up to the brow when I brighten that up. All right, see I got a little bit here. That's fine, just dust it. Use your finger a little bit if you need to. Okay, so here's our eye. Ready to go for our cream. And the easiest way to get an idea of where your eyelid should be is to use that yellow contour cream, the liquid one. You're gonna close your eye, and wherever your natural crease is, you're gonna put this little dot. Okay, and then you're gonna look up. See, I made a stamp. It used to only be right here, and then it went up to the top. That's my line for my cream. This is my cream, your NYX Jumbo pen. So mine is really gross and I use a knife to sharpen it, so it's all kinds of fun looking. But again, you can use a contour brush or concealer brush. I just get some on there. It's really soft. You don't need to really get a lot. And then you're just gonna tap instead of trying to draw. Tapping is way easier. Just tap the shape of your eyelid. And you're going to go to right halfway between your pupil and your iris. Okay? So a little farther away. There you go, halfway. And then you can pull down. And feel free to add more. Don't worry about straight lines. Don't worry about having it too caked in different areas. Alright, just pull straight down. You can then go in, if you want, finger. Tap this. And really get some color in there. Okay. And again, we're just tapping. And now I'm going to tap and pull. So tap and pull. I'm just pulling it away towards the black part of my powder. See, I have these wrinkles. Not a big deal. Big fluffy. Just like, ooh, over both. Okay, so back and forth. And they're gone. Alright, final step, glue. This does not always like to come off your brush. Wash it immediately when you are done. Same concealer brush, glue. So it's that NYX glitter glue. I just put it on my hand again. Exact same thing. Coming in, and we're just going to tap over that white. And you want to make sure you have enough, so don't worry about getting too much. Probably not going to do this fast enough because I haven't opened the glitter yet, and then it's okay. Alright, so we're just going to go over the whole section and get nice and tacky. Don't cross over too far. A nice little light tap instead of a full coverage tap is kind of what you want once you pass that thicker white line where we blended. This is my NYX glitter. Okay, I'm just going to pour some of that into the cap. Just going to use my finger. I'm going to touch it, glitter, and tap. Again, tap. Keep your eye closed during this because glitter and eyeballs hurt. Also, we don't want to have a bunch of creasing. So just keep digging that glitter out and tapping it on the eye. Until we're nice and glittery. Alright. Let it dry for a second. But we are technically done with our eyes now. As far as shadow, we just have to do an eyeliner. I just let it dry for like 30 seconds. Alright, and then you can lightly brush under your eye if you got glitter anywhere, and a light brush over if you got glitter anywhere. Alright, eye is done as far as shadow goes. We'll do one little thing under our eye, and that is it. Alright, we still have a little bit of cream contour. Still use the same brush. Or if you have a really awesome, not cream contour, crayon, if you have a waterliner, go ahead and do that. Alright. Now we're going to do our eyeliner, leaving that tape on our face. I use a liquid eyeliner. If you have a pen, that's fine too. But we're just going to go, this is going to be fun on the camera, just along our lash line. Alright, and stop at the tape. Then, just halfway up the shadow we did, just follow the tape. Okay, now I have a line. And I close my eye, and I connect this line here, the tip, to where my pupil is. Alright, so close my eye, connect this line to where my pupil is. This is really hard to do on a camera. So now I'm going to start with pupil and go back. Okay. I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to use my mirror for a second, but that's the idea. Straight line out. Just want to make sure it ends in a point. So I made mine a little longer because of habit. You don't have to go quite so long if you don't want to. If you want to make them really long, feel free to do so. Alright. So now I have our wing mascara, or wing eyeliner, sorry. And I used the NYX eyeliner. Again, doesn't matter, it's eyeliner. Once you're done with that, you can rip this off your face. It does kind of hurt a little bit. It does take some of your makeup off, and that's okay. All right, so take all the makeup off. Let's go back with that brush, the first one you used. And just blend that out. I pull down when I do this. All right, avoid that line on the makeup. Obviously, we're missing some stuff under our eyeballs, so you can go back in with a thicker brush. I just like to use the lighter of the browns that I used, or really any kind of muted brown, to lightly align my eye. So I'm not brushing down, I'm just using this like an eyeliner, just in that one spot. I'm choosing to use a little bit of this color and then a little bit of this really dark color. Just barely tap it. Something in the middle is fine. And just kind of tap through there. I'm, like I said, just lightly brushing my eyeline, and I'm done. If you feel like that makes you too dark, feel free to take any highlighter that we used previously and kind of buff that out a little bit if you need to, or use a lighter fluffy brush like this one that's not so hard, and just kind of buff it. You can buff it all the way across. Then we can use that white we used earlier for up here and kind of go from this side and lighten it up. Okay, so there's our eyes. Then you would glue on your eyelashes. A trick for gluing on your eyelashes is to actually take, this is not eyelash glue, but take eyelash glue, put it on your hand, and then find a toothpick or a really tiny paintbrush, like really tiny paintbrush that you don't care if you ruin, and paint that on your eye like eyeliner, and then take the lashes and streak them across the glue. So there's a little bit of glue on the lashes, glue on the eyelid, and then you're going to place them down using tweezers. And then to get them to stay, once they're on, you'll use extra to glue the top of the eyelash down. So I'll pull what I use. I have these really cool foam sticks, but again, just a tiny brush also works. I used to use a lip, like a lip brush, but basically this, it's foam, and I dip it, and then I go over, I just tap it on to my eyeliner. Then I take the eyelash and I go whoop whoop, and I streak this on the eyelash, use tweezers, place. Once it's placed, I go back in with the glue and I tack down the eyelash using glue. Okay, then it's not going anywhere. It will stay. It will hurt to take off, but it's not going anywhere all day. No worrying about it like flicking up. Do bring extra glue with you in case things come up. Bring your makeup kit if you need to as well. All right, so peel this one off. Isn't it beautiful? Pretend I did them both. All right, so again, if you have any kind of lines from the tape, just blend them out. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our contour. So we've already done all of our powder, all of our creams, all of our eyeshadows. Now we're moving on to our cream contour, and I've lost the lid to this, and that is okay. All right, so for our powder contour, you're gonna want a brush. You can use a fluffy brush. This one's a little big. I had another brush pulled out. Let me find one. I really like this size of brush. So it's more round, very easy to manipulate. This one is just like super fluffy and a little much. So something a little stiffer, but not super, super stiff. And the size of this one is about right because we're gonna go like this with our powder. So here's an example. This is a 3-piece that I made myself, so it's not gonna be the same as yours. That's okay. We have our needed ones, our banana and our stage tan. This is photo shoot. So banana and stage tan. So we're gonna always start with dark. So start with stage tan, and you're going to take some of that color, and everywhere that we went in with the cream, so our circle, we're gonna get the powder. So I'm gonna go through my hairline. This is where you can really get into your hairline because it is powder. I'm gonna worry about like dyeing your hair. As you can see, it's really red. But we're gonna go around our face. And if this was not powdered properly, you'll know relatively quickly. So this side was not. And you can see I'm getting some like looks. It's not quite as smooth. Again, all the way around the face. Again, higher on the chin line. I make funny faces, it seems to help. Chin, under, and then you'll do your whole neck. So, woo! Pretending I'm doing this, I don't use a bunch of product, but you are really going to start through your neck. A little bit went a long way, so you can see that's there. And now I'm going to really brush through the circle I just made, and I'm going to make little circular motions, so like this, but fast, because we're really trying to blend that in. So push hard, make circles, both directions is fine. So this is where the big fluffy would be a problem because it's going to really smush and take up your whole face. So we don't want something super, super soft. All right. See, it's not blending because I got not enough powder prior. I can really work it out, but if this wasn't a camera and you're looking at a mirror, you would really see the difference. All right, so there's our first part. Then we're going to come in and do our nose. To do the nose, again, coming in with the same brush that you used to do the liquid is helpful. So you can really draw that nose line in and then pull it down. Looks like someone beat me up, but that's what we're going for. Nice bold red. And again, bottom of the nose. Okay, I'm just gonna blend that out. Don't go too far down because we are gonna try to cover that with some banana. Do the end, kind of in the snout. Cupid bow. Under the lips. Okay, back to this brush. And now we're gonna do fish, 2 fingers, and brush. And then work your way down. Right, fish, 2 fingers, brush, and then work your way down. This is big circles for the work your way down. Right, might have to get a little bit more. If you're ever adding more, always add where you started on your cheek. Never start lower. Like nothing in here, right? Just around, keeping your 2 finger distance, kind of blending down into the chin. Okay. The nose looks really bad. And that's okay. We're just going to come in with this. And no backwards. None of this. Just up and down. It's okay if you get down the middle of the nose. We're just really going to sit here and go back and forth. Right? And back and forth. So up and down, up and down, up and down. Better. Okay. It did fill this in. That was okay. We're using a bigger brush. All right. Now we're going to go banana. I am going to have you use this brush again for banana down the nose. Banana is the yellow. And for this one, tap. Get a lot on there. We're just going down the middle. Or on the end. So I left a little space. The button nose. If you want to go straight across, you can. This is where I'm putting a lot of powder. I'm not blending. I'm leaving it there for now. All right. Other places that we're going to not blend. Pretty much everything with banana we're not blending yet. So you're going to go with your sponge. Streak it, get a lot of product on there, and we're gonna tap under our eye. Do not be afraid to use a lot. Like I'm really rubbing this. Okay, tap that under the eye. Just straight across. Don't go down. Just straight across. All right. Now remember we had crow's feet right here, so we're gonna go into those crow's feet and stamp. Okay, crow's feet, stamp. Okay. Then we had forehead wrinkles. So forehead wrinkles need to be stamped. Watch the eyebrow that you drew on. Okay, a little more on the nose. Right, then if you have a triangle, this is the best because you can really come in through here. So I don't want my nose fully tan, so I'm gonna come up like one finger and stamp some yellow on there. Again, we don't want our nose fully tan, one finger, stamp the yellow on there. Okay, then a little bit on our lips, just above, and then a nice couple stamps on our chin. Okay, pretty much we're done. Just requires some blending. This is where you can use a big fluffy or the one you were using earlier. And we're gonna start in our forehead, big circles. And we're gonna blend that outward. So you wanna pull it out into the red. So always out, 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 up, up. Okay. Nose, back and forth. Seems weird because we're wanting this, but I want to blend it. So back and forth, it's a little dusting. Okay. You can go back and forth at the end, but this up and down at the end, but you can mostly back and forth will get you. Then for this part, we do want to go back and forth because I want to blend in that red. Okay. Same thing on the side, back and forth. Then under the eyes is circles, but we're circling down towards the red in our cheek and away towards that red. So down and away. And then feel free to move farther down, right? So we've already done around our eyes. Bring it down to the cheekbones. Chin, just circles around the mouth. Okay. Highlight done. So face done, everything's done. All we have to do now is our blush and our highlight. So for blush, Obnoxious Pink is best. I use this tone of pink. You can go more orangey because you do have that complexion. I am more peachy, so this works best. Fluffy brush. This one was fine too. The biggest thing with this is placement. So I don't want you like doing these full giant sweeps. We're gonna start here. We're gonna tap, and then we're gonna go wish down. Okay. Again, on this side, we're going to tap, and then we're gonna whisk it down. Really on that bone. Okay. Then our last step is our bronzer. Again, either one of those brushes is going to work. I like to use a fan brush, but I'm assuming you don't have a fan brush, so I'm just going to use this. All right, bronzer. Oh, spilled it. This is our bronzer that I'm now covered in. Anyway, sparkles. We're going to come in around right here. I want you to tap this on, up, and into this triangle. Okay, so now we've made a triangle. Once it's tapped, you can rub. Again, tapping up and then rubbing. You can also, don't dip anymore, go over your nose and then over here and over your lip, but no more rubbing. It's just this same product. All right, let me pick up some bronzer that fell on the floor so I don't step it into the carpet. All right, so that is our face with those products. Last but not least, we have our lips that I have not pulled out. So let me grab some color. You do want to go kind of dark. You do want to have a gloss. And then if you need to line, you can line. When you're lining, this is my lip. It has makeup on it. You can go farther. I go a little bit under my natural lip. And then I don't go to the corner. I start right here. And I hold in. Right. I'll probably struggle on the top because my lips aren't even. But you're going to go to your Cupid bow. And go down to make your point other, keep a bow down to your point. And again, I don't go all the way to the end. I end like right here. Alright, good enough. Lip color, go darker. You know, anything to skin tone, you can't see it. This is probably not the best choice, but I'm going with it for this tutorial. It's very pink. Go ahead and fill that in. Again, I went over my normal lip. Always good practice to make that X. So Cupid bow X. Cupid bow X. And that will keep you pretty centered. Okay. Not the best, but not terrible. If this is too bold for you, color-wise, like as you can see, first of all, I didn't go all the way to the end. Ended it early, it gives you more of a pout. But if it is too bold of a color, you can always go back in with a more muted light tone like this pink and fill in the center. So, like this. And it gives it more of an ombre look. You have to blend a little bit more. So, that is an option if you want more dimension to your lips. Again, not that great because I did it really fast, but that's an option. And then before you get on stage, now that you're glammed and your lips are done, a little bit of glitter gloss or gloss of any kind is best. This is a glitter gloss that I'm using. These are all Morphe, in case Katie's curious. And you're just gonna go in and tap. And now you're glossed. I'm ready to go. So this is everything glittered, everything shiny. Those, the bronzer should brighten up a little bit more just with the lighting in here. I don't think you can see it as well, but this is the look that you're going for. So hopefully that was helpful. I decided to record it. We can also do it in chat too, but I wanted to make sure that you could rewind and watch it later. I am sorry for the extreme length of this video, but it does take about an hour to do your makeup. So keep that in mind. And yeah, good luck.